Welcome everybody, this is Alan with Daily Armor of God. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. This is Reading the Bible in 123 Days. We're on day 19. Today we'll be reading Numbers 24 through Numbers 31. And we are continuing with the whole story of Balaam and Balak. So, continuing there. So far, Balak has tried to get Balaam to curse the people of Israel. And Balaam has blessed them so far 3 times rather than curse them. So that's where we're at in the story of Balaam and Balak. So, Numbers 24, verse 1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh to bless Israel, he went not, as at other times, to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him, and he took up his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling to a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel, as the valleys. Are they spread forth as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of lin aloes, which Yahweh hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath set as it were the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. He lay down as a lion, and as a great lion. Who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together, and Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times. Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto a great honor, but lo, Yahweh hath kept thee back from the honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, Spake I not also to thy messengers which thou sentest unto me, saying, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of Yahweh, to do either good or bad of mine own mind? But what Yahweh saith, that will I speak. And now behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. So he took up his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, the man whose eyes are wide open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw a vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable, and said, Strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in the rock. Nevertheless, the Kenite shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable, and said, Alas, who shall live when God doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber. He also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went, and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. Numbers 25. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. They called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel. And Yahweh said to Moses, Take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before Yahweh against the sun, that the fierce anger of Yahweh may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas the son of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest saw it, he rose up from among the congregation, and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. And Yahweh spake unto Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, hath turned away my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, Behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri the son of Salu, the prince of a chief house among the Simeonites. The name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people, and of a chief house in Midian. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites, and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister which was slain in the day of the plague, for Peor's sake. Numbers 26. And it came to pass after the plague that Yahweh spake unto Moses and unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, from 20 years old and upward, throughout their father's house, and all that are able to go to war in Israel. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spake with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upward, as Yahweh commanded Moses, and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt. Reuben, the eldest son of Israel, the children of Reuben, Hanok, of whom cometh the family of the Hanokites, of Palu, the family of the Paulites, of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Carmi, the family of the Carmites. These are the family of the Reubenites, and they that were numbered of them were 43,730. And the sons of Palu, Eliab, and the sons of Eliab, Nemuel, and Dathan, and Abiram. This is that Dathan and Abiram which were famous in the congregation, who strove against Moses and against Aaron and the company of Korah, when they strove against Yahweh. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah, when that company died. What time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign. Notwithstanding the children of Korah died not, the sons of Simeon after their families, of Nemuel the family of the Nemuelites, of Jamin the family of the Jaminites, of Jachin the family of the Jachinites, of Zer the family of the Zerites, of Shaul the family of the Shaulites. These are the families of the Simeonites, 22,200. The children of Gad after their families, of Zephon the family of the Zephonites, of Haggi the family of the Haggites, of Shuni the family of the Shunites, of Ozni the family of the Oznites, of Eri the family of the Erites, of Arad the family of the Erites, of Areli the family of the Arelites. These are the families of the children of Gad, according to those that were numbered of them, 40,500. The sons of Judah were Er and Onan, and Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Judah after their families were of Shelah, the family of the Shelonites, of Pharez, the family of the Pharezites, Zerah, the family of the Zerites. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Hamuel, the family of the Hamulites. These are the families of Judah, according to those that were numbered with them, 16,500. Of the sons of Issachar after their families, of Tola, the family of the Tolites, of Pua, the family of the Punites, of Jashub, the family of the Jashubites, of Shimron, the family of the Shimronites. These are the families of Issachar, according to those that were numbered of them, 64,300. Of the sons of Zebulun in their families, of Sered, the family of the Seredites, of Elon, the family of the Elonites, of Jaleel, the family of the Jaleelites. These are the families of the Zebulunites, according to those that were numbered of them, 64,500. The sons of Joseph after their families were Manasseh and Ephraim. The sons of Manasseh, of Machir, the family of the Machirites, and Machir begat Gilead, and Gilead come the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead, of Jezer, the family of the Jezerites, of Helek, the family of the Helekites, and of Asriel, the family of the Asrielites, and of Shechem, the family of the Shechemites, and of Shemida, the family of the Shemidites, and of Hepher, the family of the Hepherites. Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, had no sons, but daughters, and the names of the daughters of Zelophehad were Bala, and Noah, and Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. These are the families of Manasseh, and those that were numbered of them, 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim after their families, Shuthelah, the family of the Shuthelites, of Becher, the family of the Becherites, of Tahan, the family of the Tahanites. These are the sons of Shuahelah, of Aran, the family of the Aranites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim, according to those that were numbered of them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph after their families. Wow. If you just think about that for a second, like Joseph, had his two sons, and then his two sons, and from his two sons, just from Joseph alone, had all these families. Like, that is crazy. Thousands upon thousands just from, Joseph's line. Joseph comes from Israel's line, and then each one of the tribes of Israel has like their own like line of people. Like, it is just crazy to think about how many people there were, and God wasn't lying when he said, he would multiply them greater than the stars of the sky. Like, it's just crazy to think about. And what's even crazier, not crazy in a bad way, but amazing, is how all the lines, the family lines and genealogy, are kept in the Bible. And it just amazes me every time I read genealogies. I'm like, wow, this is truly inspired word, because man makes mistakes. Not only that, it'd be so hard to keep the families and all the heads of the families and everything intact and on track. Think how hard that would have been. So it just gives me even more reason to believe that the Word of God was inspired by the Holy Spirit. So when people say, oh, man wrote the book, no, technically God, he used man. Just like when we use a computer to write a paper, we don't say the computer wrote the paper, do we? We say we wrote the paper through the use of a computer. And that's exactly what is going on with the Bible. God used the computer, aka us, to write his paper, so to speak. So here we are on the sons of Benjamin, after their families, of Bela, the family of the Belites, of Ashbel, the family of the Ashbelites, of Aram, the family of the Aramites, of Shufham, the family of Shufhamites, of Hupham, the family of Huphamites. The sons of Bela were Ard and Naaman, of Ard, the family of the Ardites, of Naaman, the family of the Naamites. These are the sons of Benjamin after their families, and they that were numbered of them were 45,600. These are the sons of Dan after their families, of Shuham, the family of the Shuhamites. These are the families of Dan after their families. All the families of the Shuhamites, according to those that were numbered of them, were 64,400. Of the children of Asher after their families, of Jimnah, the family of the Jimnites, of Jesui, the family of the Jesuites; of Beriah, the family of Berites; the sons of Beriah, of Heber, the family of the Heberites; of Machil, the family of the Machilites. And the name of the daughter of Asher was Sarah. These are the families of the sons of Asher, according to those that were numbered of them, who were 50,003,400. Of the sons of Naphtali, after their families, of Jaziel, the family of the Jazielites; of Guni, the family of the Gunites; of Jezer, the family of the Jezerites; of Shillem, the family of the Shillemites. These are the families of Naphtali, according to their families, and they that were numbered of them were 45,400. These were the numbered of the children of Israel, 600,001,730. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Unto these the land shall be divided for an inheritance according to the number of names. Too many thou shalt give the more inheritance, and too few thou shalt give the less inheritance. To every one shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of him. Notwithstanding, the land shall be divided by lot, according to the names of the tribes of their fathers they shall inherit. According to the lot shall the possession thereof be divided between many and few. And these are they that were numbered of the Levites after their families: of Gershon, the family of the Gershonites; of Kohath, the family of the Kohathites; of Merari, the family of the Merarites. These are the families of the Levites: the family of the Libnites, the family of the Hebronites, the family of the Malites, the family of the Mushites, the family of the Korathites. And Kohath begat Amram. And the name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. And she bare unto Amram Aaron and Moses, and Miriam their sister. And unto Aaron was born Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And Nadab and Abihu died when they offered strange fire before Yahweh. And those that were numbered of them were 23,000, all males from a month old and upward, for they were not numbered among the children of Israel, because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Israel. These are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For Yahweh hath said of them, They shall surely die in the wilderness. And there was not left a man of them, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. Wow, that's pretty sad, isn't it? Just those two. Numbers 27. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. And these are the names of the daughters: Mahlah, Noah, and Haglah, and Milcah, and Tirzah. And they stood before Moses, and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes of all the congregation, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against Yahweh in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin, and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family, because he hath no son? Give unto us therefore possession among the brethren of our father. And Moses brought their cause before Yahweh, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, The daughters of Zelophehad speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. And if he have no brethren, ye shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren. If his father have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it. And it shall be unto the children of Israel for a statute of judgment, as Yahweh commanded Moses. And Yahweh said to Moses, Get thee up into this mount Abiram, and see the land which I shall give unto the children of Israel. And when thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron their brother was gathered. For ye rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me at the water before their eyes, that is the water of Meribah and Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. And Moses spake unto Yahweh, saying, Let Yahweh, the God of spirits of all flesh set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of Yahweh be not as sheep which have no shepherd. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Take thee Joshua the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay thine hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. Thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. And he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall ask counsel for him after the judgment of Urim before Yahweh. At his word shall they go out, and at his word they shall come in, both he and all the children of Israel with him, even all the congregation. And Moses did as Yahweh commanded him, and he took Joshua and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him, and gave him a charge, as Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses. Numbers 28. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, My offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire, for a sweet savour unto me shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season. And thou shalt say unto them, This is the offering made by fire which ye shall offer unto Yahweh, 2 lambs of the first year, without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. 1 lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at even, and a 10th part of an ephah of flour for a meat offering, mingled with the 4th part of a hin of beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering, which was ordained in Mount Sinai for a sweet savour, a sacrifice made by fire unto Yahweh. And the drink offering thereof shall be the 4th part of a hin of the 1 lamb. In the holy place shalt thou cause the strong wine to be poured unto Yahweh for a drink offering. The other lamb shalt thou offer at even, as the meat offering of the morning, and as the drink offering thereof. Thou shalt offer it, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savour unto Yahweh. And on the Sabbath day 2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continual burning offering, and his drink offering. And in the beginnings of your months ye shall offer a burnt offering unto Yahweh, 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot, 3 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, for 1 bullock, and 2 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, for 1 ram, and several tenth deal of flour mingled with oil for a meat offering unto 1 lamb, for a burnt offering of a sweet savour, a sacrifice made by fire unto Yahweh. And their drink offering shall be half a hin of wine unto a bullock, and a 3rd part of a hin unto a ram, and a 4th part of a hin unto a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering unto Yahweh shall be offered, beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And on the 14th day of the 1st month is the Passover of Yahweh. And the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. In the 1st day shall be a holy convocation, ye shall do no manner of servile work therein. But ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto Yahweh, 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3 tenth deals shall ye offer for a bullock, and 2 tenth deals for a ram. A several tenth deal shalt thou offer for every lamb throughout the 7 lambs. And 1 goat for a sin offering, to make an atonement for you. You shall offer these beside the burnt offering in the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering. After this manner you shall offer daily throughout the 7 days the meat of the sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savour unto Yahweh. It shall be offered beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And the 7th day you shall have a holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work. Also in the day of the first fruits, when you bring a new meat offering unto Yahweh, after your weeks be out, ye shall have a holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work. But ye shall offer the burnt offering for a sweet savour unto Yahweh, 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year, and their meat offering of flour mingled with oil, 3 tenth deals unto 1 bullock, 2 tenth deals unto 1 ram, several tenth deal unto 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats, to make an atonement for you. You shall offer them beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their drink offerings. Numbers 29. And in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you. Ye shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor unto Yahweh, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals for a bullock, and 2/10 deals for a ram, and 1/10 deal for a lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering to make an atonement for you, beside the burnt offering of the month, and his meat offering, and the daily burnt offering, and his meat offering, and their drink offerings, according unto their manner, for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto Yahweh. And ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month a holy convocation. You shall afflict your souls, you shall not do any work therein. But ye shall offer a burnt offering unto Yahweh for a sweet savor, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals to a bullock, and 2/10 deals to 1 ram, a several 10th deal for 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering of it, and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the 7th month ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, and ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days. And ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto Yahweh. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year. They shall be without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals unto every bullock, the 13 bullocks, 2/10 deals to each ram of the 2 rams, and a several 10th deal to each lamb of the 14 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 2nd day ye shall offer 12 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without spot, and their meat offering and their drink offerings, for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering thereof, and their drink offerings. And on the 3rd day 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And the meat offering and the drink offering, and for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And the 4th day 10 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings, for the bullocks, for the rams, for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 5th day 9 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without spot, and their meat offering and their drink offering, for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. And the 6th day 8 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their meat offering and their drink offerings, for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to the number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 7th day 7 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their meat offering and their drink offerings, for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. On the 8th day you shall have a solemn assembly. You shall do no servile work therein. But you shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto Yahweh, 1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings, for the bullock, for the ram, and for the lamb, shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. These things ye shall do unto Yahweh in your set feasts, beside your vows and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the children of Israel according to all that Yahweh commanded Moses. Every time I read these chapters on offerings, it just makes me so thankful that Christ was our perfect sacrifice, that we don't have to go out and kill animals for our sins. for our previous sins. They don't cover our future sins. They only cover our previous sins. But Christ died on the cross, and his blood covers all sins, past, present, and future. That is what we must trust in, the blood of Christ and what he did on the cross. And because of that, we do not have to go out and do all this, killing all these animals that only cover past sins, that only get you so far. So thank you, Jesus, for dying on the cross for us. Numbers 30. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is a thing which Yahweh hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear the vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows, or her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and Yahweh shall forgive her because her father disallowed her. And if she had at all a husband when she vowed, or uttered aught of her lips wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and Yahweh shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceedeth out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and Yahweh shall forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he establisheth all her vows, or all her bonds which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall anyways make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which Yahweh commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between her father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house. Numbers 31. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites, afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge Yahweh of Midian. Every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the households of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to war, 1,000 of every tribe of them, and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest to war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as Yahweh commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem and Zur and Hur and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women. Oh, didn't want to pass over this so quickly. Did you guys catch this? Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. Remember we were reading about Balak and Balaam? Yeah, they killed him. Why? Well, because in a way he succeeded in his curse of the Israelites. If you think about it, when Balak was wanting Balaam to curse the children of Israel, God put in his mouth words that blessed them. But Balaam was so greedy, he wanted, his house full of silver and gold, like Balak said. So Balak circumvented what God, Yahweh, did. So He couldn't say anything, but he did point out that, oh, just have your women and your men come in and be with our men and our women and have your gods and make them worship your gods. And then that way Balaam will still get rewarded because he's basically cursing the Israelites. Granted, they have to pay for their own sins. They're also to blame because they're the ones who fell to the temptations and to worshiping other gods and all the degeneracy that they did. But it was Balaam who did it, who made 24,000 people to be killed by a plague because of Balaam. It's what you get when you go against God. And yeah, it's just sad. The whole situation is sad. The greediness of one man caused 24,000 souls to be snuffed out. This is why we need to also take responsibility for our own actions. Yeah, Balaam is to blame and he is the reason. But we have to make the choice ourselves not to do that specific sin. It's just like if you're trying to eat healthy and someone walks in your house with a pizza and you smell the scent of the pizza, it's like, yeah, they're at fault for bringing in the temptation into the house, right? But you have to make up your own mind that you will not fall to the temptation, have a peace, you know what I mean? Kind of something that we could take away from this situation. We have to be responsible for our own actions. Granted, they were at fault. Balaam was at fault. He's the one who caused that situation. But the situation did come, and that's what we have to be prepared for, any situation. So, Balaam, son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captive and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and their flocks and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, and with the captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of Yahweh. Yep, here we go, just kind of a recap. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, every woman that hath known man by lying with him, but all the women children that have not known man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days. Whosoever hath killed any person, and whosoever hath touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goat's hair, and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which Yahweh commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver and the brass and the iron and the tin and the lead, everything that may abide in the fire, you shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless it shall be purified with the water of separation. All that abideth not in the fire you shall make go through the water. And you shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and you shall be clean, and afterward you shall come into the camp. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of men and beasts, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And levy a tribute unto Yahweh of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give unto Eleazar the priest for a heave offering unto Yahweh. And of the children of Israel's half thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons, of the beeves, the asses, and the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of Yahweh. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as Yahweh commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000, 70,000, 5,000 sheep. Wow, that's a lot. and threescore and 12,000 beeves, 1,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of all women that had not no man by line with him. And the half which was the portion of them that went out to war was in number 300,000, and 37,500 sheep. And Yahweh's tribute of the sheep was 615. And the beeves were 36,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 12. And the asses were 30,500, of which Yahweh's tribute was 1. And the persons were 16,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute which was Yahweh's heave offering unto Eleazar the priest, as Yahweh commanded Moses. And the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from men that warred. Now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000, and 30,000, 7,500 sheep. Whew. And 36,000 beeves, 30,000 asses from 500 to 16,000 persons. Even though the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them to the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of Yahweh, as Yahweh commanded Moses. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses, and they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of men of war which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for Yahweh, what every man hath gotten of jewels, of gold, of chains, bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, and make an atonement for our souls before Yahweh. Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all gold of the offering that they offered unto Yahweh, and of the captains of thousands, the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. The men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Israel before Yahweh. Okay. Well, that's going to be it for today. So we finished the whole Balaam Balak storyline, and we're getting closer to where Jacob takes over, and Moses, unfortunately, passes away before even getting into the promised land, because he sinned by smoting the rock instead of speaking to it. But, even though Moses disobeyed God, God still had love and compassion on him. He still showed Moses. We'll find out here soon. He will show Moses the promised land before he dies. So, if that's not mercy, I don't know what it is, because our God is full of mercy. Amen to that. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great evening, morning, noon, wherever you're at. Remember to put God first in everything you do. Have faith in Him, have trust in Him, and wait upon Him. And you'll never be sorry. And God willingly, we'll see you tomorrow with more Bible reading. So, thanks again, and see you later.